R Us. And I have two, not one, but two very special guests tonight, Eric D. Sutton and Julius Henson. So I'm really excited to talk to them and get the male perspective point of view of toys in the bedroom. So, real quick, Jules Henson is the owner of Doc Trippy. It is a local eatery that specializes in the CBD culinary arts. So I'm excited to hear about that. Kind of want to taste his food too, so I think I'll be ordering here in the next few days. He's also the host of BlackDads podcast right here in Dallas, and he has several other businesses. Such a great entrepreneur, so I can't wait to talk to him. Eric D. Sutton is also my special guest tonight. He's in the banking industry, and he's the host of his podcast, Agree to Disagree. So, I'm excited for the topic tonight and really cannot wait to talk to these amazing men who I have joining the show. For the past few episodes, I've had women, which is great, but, I really wanted to get some men on to get, the male point of view. We'll be right back after this short break. Do not go anywhere and stay tuned for more at Taste of Twila After Dark, where we are talking about Toys R Us, and we will be right back after this break. Good. And this is episode 5. I'm super excited for A Taste of Twila After Dark. And tonight, a very hot topic. I want to get you guys stimulated. You got your stimulus checks in. Here in the state of Texas, Texas is wide open. Everything is back open now. I want you to be wide open as well. Tonight's topic is Toys R Us. And so for the past 2 shows, I've talked about toys And I've talked about the different types of toys, how you need to take care of them, and how women can utilize those toys in the bedroom. But tonight, I really wanted to talk about toys in the bedroom when it comes to the male perspective. Just, wanted to get that insight. Are some men intimidated by using toys in the bedroom? And if so, why? So wanted to get that perspective, and also wanted to talk to my special guest tonight about if they have used toys before, how was that experience? If they have not, why not? But most importantly, the communication when it comes to using this particular item, because there's various toys. I think a lot of times when we say toys, we automatically think about a dildo or a vibrator. But there's so many other toys out there that you can incorporate into your sex life for a very healthy, happy, and stimulating sex life. So toys is a part of that. So tonight with us, we have Eric D. Sutton. He is here. Hey, Eric. Hey. And we also have Juls V. Henson. So super excited to have these two young men on the show tonight. So, before we get into the actual meat and potatoes of the topic, just want to be kind of nosy for a bit, because I am. So are you guys dating? And be honest, if they're watching.
Yeah.
Because I'm going somewhere with all of my questions
I'm
here.
single.
Okay, so single.
I'm
dating. Yeah.
I have a friend, and we've been close
Okay.
for a long time.
Okay. All right. What about you, Eric?
I am not.
You're not either? I'm confused. You're not
I'm
single, dating?
Put it this way. I'm recently divorced.
Okay.
So I'm trying to dip my toe back in the water. I'll be honest with you. I don't like temperature.
It's scary.
How long have you been divorced? I know you said recently.
I think it's going on, 6 months now?
Oh, yeah, you brand
you're
new.
in the fresh.
Yeah, I'm 9 years, so yeah.
I'll put it this way, though. I've been out the house for almost a year before it got finalized.
Okay.
So, put like a woman, like some women, I'm gonna say all women. I've been emotionally divorced for over a year and a half.
Okay.
But like I said, you try to dip your toe in the water, you believe.
Okay. So we have our single gentleman here, and we also have our recently divorced young man right
I'm
here.
divorced as well.
Okay. So. How many years for you?
I've been divorced. It's been a final since 2018. We've been separated.
Okay.
Legally since 2014.
Wow. So it's like a whole divorce club right here.
We actually got back together, and it was over.
So I'll go back to this in a minute when we talk about the topic. But yeah, we've all been divorced. 9 years for me in April. I was like, wow, 9 years already. But so you know what? Before I get into the topic, I just want to know something about you guys. Like, I know you have like several businesses. So let's go back in reverse before we get into talking about toys. But I want to give, just kudos to you with your business. I know you have the podcast, BlackDads podcast. And so can you tell us a little bit more about that? I'm somewhat intrigued by that because I have 2 boys myself.
It's just, so I felt there was a void for positive and adverse communication between black men in a healthy manner. And when I say adverse, I mean, it's a given we're going to disagree. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I hate this persona. Everybody trying to put on this goody two-shoe feel shit. Like, I mean, we men, and as perfect as I do believe we are, I mean, we still have disagreements. We have different things we feel that we're heavily strong on, and that causes us to be adverse at times. And the reason why I try to use a word like adverse is because there's not a negative connotation to it. So it's not a way of me saying, oh, I have something against you.
Gotcha.
It's almost like adversaries. Like we know we're components, but we know that we have a vision in mind. So for me, it's just been one of those things where I wanted us to be able to communicate and have dialogue, and just my whole vision was The View, but for BlackDads.
I love that though. Get those different perspectives and how you guys can, communicate.
I'm talking about like one is a Christian, one ain't a Christian, but so I couldn't get that. So I just had to
Okay.
deal with what I had. So I had to do my show, which is,
I see.
yes, it's Black Dads podcast, but it's just a dad. But it's encompassing all of our opinions. So it's me, but it's a channel for 3 other dads to come up and voice their opinion. And, you know, we talk about different topics. We talk about, last week, our topic was why we perfect. And, you know, it was just covering an understanding of, you know, the definition that we're given of words don't necessarily have to define us. And if we do let them define us, let it be something that's going to enrich us. And if it's not going to enrich us, then why are we going to let that be a definition of us?
Exactly.
And even acceptable to whereas we would acknowledge each other with the condemnation of, oh, you ain't perfect, but I ain't no fucking but. I'm perfect.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's for me, Black Dads, we have to accept it. Once, if you understand, at one point, I won't say we thought we were perfect, but we thought higher of ourselves. Look at the way Black families were back in the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s.
So you talk about that in your show?
In my show.
Okay, and how many Black Dads do you have on your show?
Me, but I always have open for 3 other hosts to come on and guest host.
Okay, and where can listeners, tune into
Facebook,
your show?
Black Dad Podcast.
Okay.
On Facebook Live on every Saturday, every first and third Saturday from 8. It's typically to 9, but we go to about 10:30.
Really?
We heavy.
I like that though. So before I move on to you, Eric, so do you do any type of community service work with the Black Dads? Have you thought about that? And
I want to be able, so coming up this Father's Day, if I'm able to, I want to do Malcolm X is like one of my favorite idols. Is for, and it wasn't for his activism. It was for what he stood for as a husband and a father. He's one of those activists that we hear are strong characters by how he represented us. But what they never tell you is what he stood for as a husband. He never cheated on his
the
wife.
family side of him, basically.
his
You always
wife.
see the activist.
And the hateful activist.
Yeah.
You don't hear him.
Like you do.
You don't hear what enriches him. And
So that's going to be your focus?
So we're gonna do I want to do a Malcolm X Father's Day.
Oh, I like
and
that.
I want to kind of
That's
make
dope.
an annual thing.
Okay.
So that's kind of what I'm working towards. Yeah, I
Okay.
do other stuff, but
You
right
do a
now,
lot.
I'm getting this off the ground.
So side note, guys, he does a lot. I was doing research, and he does a lot. I couldn't keep track of everything that he does. But kudos to Juls. Make sure I say it right. Juls V. Henson. He does a lot. Please stay tuned and support Black Dads podcast. He's also the owner of Doc Trippy. Is that right?
Yes.
Catering service that specializes in the CBD culinary arts right here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So look out for him. He's also tagged on my page as well. So if you wanted to reach out to him to possibly be on the show, you can, but also support his culinary fine arts business. I love it. I'm going to have to order like some food, seriously.
And I so it's not one of those companies that are just treats. Like I just don't do.
No, it's not treats, guys. It's like food.
It's
like food, like with the butter.
Yeah, I went to culinary, so I'm a culinary.
Yeah.
Le Cordon Bleu.
Okay.
So
I saw chef.
It's
Okay.
It's infused from a culinary palette.
Yeah, we'll talk because
Gotcha.
I got a project going on. But we also have Eric D. Sutton here as well. So Eric, I know the bio came up. It said you're in the banking industry. Many years ago, I was in the banking industry as well. Left that, and here I am talking about sex. So how was it?
Finances lead to sex.
But you know what?
If
Because
the
the two
money
go
right,
hand in
I'm sorry.
hand.
The lack thereof.
But the two do go hand in hand. Because I have talked to many couples, and you can tell the dynamics. Like when the finances are challenging, they got stuff going on. Somebody's dipping into the joint account and they shouldn't have been. I can only imagine they probably not doing anything at home because finances and sex go hand in hand. But tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right, real quick. I work for Bank of America.
Okay, B of A. I was with Wells Fargo.
Okay.
Yeah. Wachovia a long
That's what
time
I
ago.
But I'm thankful for the job.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that because of the pandemic and and all that stuff, we were not laid off. We actually got a bonus.
Good.
So little things like that, you know, you appreciate it. Like for instance, when we had that ice stuff out here, and I'm working from home, so you know, my sister lost power, my barber lost power, a good friend. Now we all live within a 3-mile radius. I didn't lose a drop, and I remember thinking, boy, if my power go off, I ain't got to go to work tomorrow. Then my dumb ass like, Negro, if your power go off, you ain't got no heat.
Absolutely.
I had to repent. But everything was good, and I'm thankful for that. But like I said, I'm in banking. That's what pays the bills. But like what you're doing, well, I started here.
Okay. You had your show here.
Yeah, I had a show. It was the first show was Just One Man's Opinion.
Okay.
And I did a second one with one of my partners called Agree to Disagree.
Okay. Oh, here it is. Agree to disagree. Okay. Yeah.
That's a nice picture. No. but now I've started a productions company.
Okay.
I can do all things productions. I'm just gonna put it like this. I have a lot of faith. I have a lot of faith in God. Because he's brought me through a lot. Like, for instance, this divorce. You know, when your ex-wife wakes up and she's getting ready to go to work, you laying there in bed still because you ain't got to get up yet. And she tell you, I want to dissolve the marriage. I kind of made that look like.
And you weren't expecting that.
I knew it was rocky at the time.
Yeah, but you didn't think she was going to take the initiative to do that.
Not without talking to me first. And what I mean by that, let's talk about it. Let's talk about getting counseling. And when she didn't want to do that, it was like, I'm going to go to my mom in them house because my parents, my folks live around the corner. And I went over there. And that was tough because, you know, all you got to do is hop the fence and you're at the front door.
So you had to go through all of that. So, you know, you got your job. That's great. That's working out for you. But then the personal life, that's the challenge for you.
That was tough.
So,
but that's why I said I have faith. That's what made me start my productions company. I can do all things. Philippians 4:13.
I agree. You can do all things. And so with everything that's been going on with you, you channel that energy somewhere else. Now you're productive.
Right.
And you have your production company.
Because I've always wanted to be growing up. You had a Marvin Shot, Inside Stuff, and we had Arsenio Hall. I remember watching those shows like, I can do that.
And now you have the opportunity to do that. I love it. So thank you so much, guys, for being here and sharing your stories and what you have going on. You know, I call this the Trilogy of Divorce Club. Yeah. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take another quick break. Please stay tuned. Do not go anywhere because when we come back, we are going to talk about Toys R Us.
The unholy trinity at this point.
Yeah. So get your wine, your vice, whatever it is that you need. We'll be right back after this short break. tuning in to episode 5 of A Taste of Twila After Dark. And I am your host, Twila Be Good, sexologist, erotic, and intimacy coach. And tonight's topic is Toys Are Us. Tonight, I'm so excited to have two special guests, not one, but two special guests. And that is Eric D. Sutton and Juls, let me say it right, Juls Henson. Before we get into the topic, you can reach me through the following channels: Facebook, A Taste of Twila After Dark. Also, on my Instagram page, Twila Be Good. Twitter is also Twila Be Good. Please call, share your thoughts at 972-863-8860. You can also find content such as previous shows and this show on YouTube at Twila Be Good. So tonight we're talking about toys. And you know, sex toys comes in all shapes, sizes, different colors. There's a variety of toys. You know, sex is something that we all do. It's very natural to us. But sometimes we want to spice things up, and we may want to utilize toys in the bedroom. But, you know, toys cater to our wants, but most importantly, our needs, I think. Especially, I would say with both parties. I wouldn't say, well, maybe more for women because of orgasms. And I'll kind of follow up with that. But I want to say, like, the needs are the biggest part when it comes to what we want in the bedroom or outside of the bedroom when it comes to sex. I think a lot of times more women need more penetration in order to have that climax, in order to have that orgasm. And I think, you know, a man, he is doing his job, but we may want more, you know. So I think sometimes maybe men may feel intimidated by, you know, if she pulls out her goodie box and she has this toy collection and she's got like the different sizes. Do you think that's the thing when it comes to or what's your take on it? Why are you looking at me so hard? Well, I'll look at him.
It's two of us here.
I'll look at, because you're right here.
No, I got you. No, personally, like not me.
Okay.
I mean, if you're in a relationship where you're caring, or you're even wanting to please the other person, I mean, some shit you just gotta suck it up and, you know, take it to the chin.
Okay.
I mean, as you know, so I guess I can only speak for be transparent. So
yeah, please.
I bought a strap on with my wife, my ex-wife.
Okay.
It was one point where we were. I won't say the sex was lacking, but maybe she needed more penetration,
or maybe she wanted something different. You think?
Right. So, and I asked, like, hey, do you want me to get some toys? And, you know, she was like, at first she was hesitant. You know, like, I didn't watch porn before her, so, you know, and she was younger than me. Okay. So for me, it's one of those things where my imagination is very vivid. So, like, toys have never been something I've had to.
You never incorporated.
I've never
incorporated those. Yeah, I've never had to incorporate toys. Gotcha. In the
now, I've never been afraid of them. Like, I mean, if a chick had a butt plug and she wanted me to, you know, plug. It's
just something you never said. Hey, let's do toys. So let me ask you this. So with the strap on though, I do have to ask who wore the strap on.
So I had a hollow. I did.
Okay, because I was gonna. I was gonna go like and be like, was she wearing a strap on for you?
It was a hollow strap on that I wore for her.
Okay.
And wind up, I mean, I think it was too big. Like I bought it, so you know, I bought what I thought she would like. You know, and maybe, you know, because I'm not a small guy. So
you're not a what?
I'm not a small guy. So
okay.
I figured if you want bigger. You know, I guess I went enormous. And, I mean, she enjoyed it, you know, bought the little swing, the little door swing.
Yeah.
You know, so,
yeah, those are fun.
And it was when she was in the military, you know, and she came out of A school. And, you know, I went down there and made a whole event of it, you know.
Okay. So you bought the strap on. And the reason why I asked was who wore the strap on is because.
I mean, some dudes like
getting pegged. And for those that don't know what pegged is, with my seminar last week, I talked about pegging. Yeah, and some women, they were like, what is that?
Yeah, what is that? Go ahead.
So for those that are listening and who may not be well versed with what pegging is, it is where you are penetrating, you as a woman are penetrating the man.
Oh, hell.
So you would wear the strap on, or you would have the dildo, whatever it is, but you are penetrating him. And the reason why I would say pegging is some men may like it, but they're not going to admit to liking it, is because of the male anatomy. So you got to think about where his G spot is, and the prostate gland and all of that. It's right there at the anus. So he can get off and have a great orgasm that way because of where his G spot is. And so pegging is something that it's not unusual. It's not uncommon. I would say that, most men would enjoy it, but they are not going to admit that they enjoy it. But pegging is...
Well, I don't think it's that we won't admit. It's just what you call enjoyment ain't what we enjoy. So what you enjoy ain't what we enjoy. Like that. So... say that's generally the man's G spot is in his asshole. Like, I'm just not finna buy that because no, my G spot is at the tip of my dick head. You suck it the right way. Okay, like that's my G spot. So can't nobody tell me what my now is there a spot that may generally on everybody may be a functioning button
for the male? Okay,
cool. That may
but that's not you.
But
so you're saying like
tell me
that's yours?
How can somebody tell me that's my G spot if ain't nobody ever hit it and I don't want it to be hit?
Okay, so you're saying what you get stimulated is by
for the people who found that to be their glory hole. That's their glory hole. It works for them. It don't work for all men.
Gotcha.
We can't say this is all man G spot because how can we make that generalization when, not every man want it in the ass? So
then you're saying, how would they know that that's my G spot? Okay.
And the men that do, they swear by it. Like, there are men, and for me, like, whatever a person likes, that's what they like. I don't knock you. You know what I'm saying? But it's not for me. It's not for me just because, I don't want to be in a vulnerable situation where I'm like that. Like, for me, it's just not what I was made to be. It's not for me.
Okay. So, Eric, what is your take on just using toys? Let's just go back to toys.
I don't mind. I've had sex with a female. She was giving me head and had her toy out right. I'm sitting there like, shit, that makes my job a lot easier. She gonna get double. You gonna get off while you get me off? Like, yeah. She done got her head strong. And if she's watching, she ain't gonna watch this, but I remember that. That was our first time ever doing something.
Let's make it go viral so she do watch.
So she said, from your experience, you were getting oral satisfaction, getting head from a young lady, and she used a toy on herself. And so your whole mindset is, well, shit, that's less work I got to do, basically. So you was cool with that. You had no problem.
No, okay. Why would I?
No intimidation, nothing.
And I put it this way. If a lady needs that, if that's going to help her get off. I had a girl, used to date a chick. She couldn't get off having sex. She said she had never had sex. She had to do it herself. We be in the middle of having sex. And she'll say, and I didn't realize she was doing it at the time, but then she'd be, okay, well, shit, let me go and keep doing what I'm doing. If you need to do something else to get off.
She would pull out her toy and
no, she would use her fingers.
Oh, fingers, yeah.
And I said, you want to teach me how? I really did.
So, you know what? I was doing my research on this topic, and so it talked about the data that was collected from women, and it said that, this was like a few years ago, but they did like this survey, and it said that 1,000 women from the ages of 18 to 94 found that only 18% of the respondents had intercourse or said that intercourse was enough for an orgasm. They needed more stimulation. And so that means, in a nutshell, that over 80% of women need something more than just penetration to have an orgasm. And I will say that 9 times out of 10, a woman is not going to have an orgasm every time. And she's not always going to have an orgasm just through penetration, because there are other ways for a woman to have an orgasm. And it can be clitoral. It can be the erogenous zones. Like nipple stimulation is great. It can be from anal play. It can also be from a combination of everything. But not every woman has an orgasm orgasm every single time she has sex. And so a lot of times they want more than just the penetration. I think that's where the toys comes in. What do you guys, I know you're looking at me. What do you say?
Okay, go ahead. Okay.
Okay.
See, because over the years, I played sports.
Okay.
Coach me.
Okay.
Tell me what I need to do to get you to that level, and I'm going to do the best that I can. I'm not licking your ass, though.
So no eating groceries?
I don't even like my own groceries.
So no eating groceries. Okay.
But speaking of that, I've had that done to me.
Okay.
I eat ass. You ain't eat mine, though.
Because when she
so
did
no eating groceries.
No, you're not eating mine.
No, I'm saying,
like,
so they wouldn't eat your groceries.
No.
You can eat theirs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
I mean, to me, that's what I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
There
Continue.
was somebody years ago when I was working at another bank.
Mm-hmm.
She needed some. Hold on.
You notice how you said another bank? So he wouldn't be associated with the bank that he's in now? Okay, I got it.
No, but no.
I love it. When I was at another bank, at the community bank.
We was in the vault making real withdrawals at this motherfucker.
That's funny. Hold on. But no, this is what happened, though. She needed some fees refunded. No, hold on. No, I'm taking it right to how it happened. She needed fees refunded. She left me her number, so I hit her. Hold on. And I called her. I said, because her breast was out. I said, well, did you have your titties out trying to get them fees? She was like, yeah.
But how many fees did she have?
Okay, no, she didn't. Hold on, but she didn't get all the fees.
Because the fees be $35 a pop.
Right. I gave her, she had like 8 of them. I gave her like 5. Fast.
Doing the best.
She ain't no good ass.
No. But no, this is before. This how but hold on, this how it happened.
Shit, hey, good head. Hey, boy, I've seen good head get Birkin bags from a woman.
Oh, you
stupid.
stupid.
A nigga don't like. Niggas don't even like women buying Birkin bags for the right head. She didn't get all the fees back.
But no, hold on.
So continue.
She came over to the crib. You know, had a couple of drinks. She started giving me head, and you know, she was down there by the nuts and. I turned it down.
Oh, is that your phone? I'm confused. That's your phone.
I didn't know. Okay.
So she had the fees. You refunded the fees, and you guys had sex.
Yeah, a few times. But I remember.
So did you use the toys?
No, she didn't need toys.
So she didn't need the toys. She just needed her fees refunded. She used you to get her fees refunded.
Long story short, she came over to the crib. Gave me some head, and she give me head. She down there by the nuts. I'm like, okay. Then it was one of those moments. She lifted the nuts. I'm like, what? And she started licking.
So it was the groceries. She ate the groceries, but no toys were used.
No, I almost.
So just sharing your grocery store.
She wouldn't get no motherfucking fees.
Hold on. I almost went back to the job and gave her. Let me give her 2 more just because.
So guys, if you're listening. Eating groceries or eating ass basically is a thing, and you know I will say it is salad tossing. Yeah, that's what it exactly. I will say that is nothing new, and I will say that it is an acquired taste. Let's just leave it like that. It's an acquired taste, but it is a real thing. Eating ass is a real thing. I think the song about eating the groceries was what made it popular or came out to the forefront.
Now, real quick, I remember a girl was giving me some head one time. She had her fingers down there, and I popped in her forehead.
Okay.
But you ain't gonna put your fingers in my ass.
Okay, but no toys were used.
No.
Okay, so she put fingers in the ass.
It didn't get there. She started.
So you popped her in the forehead while she was in the act.
Because it was her hands. What you ain't gonna do is
you popped her in the forehead.
Because I didn't want to mess up.
Okay, that'll be a whole nother show.
Yeah,
okay, so
put your finger.
So going back to the research, it was just talking about
you're not like too far from
Okay, but the fact that you popped her in the forehead, yeah. Okay, so
I'd have muffed it.
Because it's one of those things like
some shit we just got to stop. Like something with their boundaries.
You know, I want to go back to what both of you said in a roundabout way. It was about communication. And you said that when you were with your ex-wife at the time that, you know, you decided to use the strap-on. but you thought she would like a certain size, but did not actually articulate what she wanted. So I guess my whole thing is with anything, especially sex in a relationship, it's all about communication.
Right.
You know, what you like, what you don't like, especially when, you've been married for some quite, few years, maybe over 5, 7. Your bodies change. Your mental state changes. What you probably like when you first got married, you no longer like now. Of course, we're all divorced at the time right now, but it goes back to communication and expressing what you want and now what you need and what you want to try to that partner. And so I ask you this. So I guess my question is, so why didn't you just ask her or go shopping with her?
Is
that not what happened?
Well, no. So she was in the military at the time, and she was in A school, basic training, pretty much.
Okay.
And it was me trying to be spontaneous and do something.
I see. So you wanted to surprise her, and you was like, "Oh, okay. Well, she said this. I guess she would like this size. I don't know."
She been with women before, so I mean. I don't see a stud walking around with just old regular size piece, I mean,
and I'm glad you said that because I'm going somewhere with that too.
I'm just assuming that they're not going to walk around with something the average guy got.
Okay, because they want to do something.
Why would they? Why would they walk around with something that me and him got?
Because I get your point. It has to be some type of enhancement.
Why would you call yourself a stud if you ain't running around with a stud?
I see.
Right.
I see. So you got that.
You know what a stud is?
Yeah.
Like that.
That's like huge. Yeah. But I guess my thing is when it comes to communication and with trying anything new with your partner, whether you're in a relationship, you're dating, you need to be able to tell your partner or whoever you're interested in what you like sexually at the end of the day.
I mean, true,
because we have to be sexually compatible.
That's how you keep down from cheating. So it was one situation where when I was newly married, when we had I think we was probably like maybe 6, 7 months in. It was something that she wasn't doing that I wanted, and she was doing it, but it just wasn't. It wasn't enough to pleasure me, and so. Instead of saying anything because I didn't want to hurt her feelings, I just, repressed those, feelings. And it was a situation where I was put in a position where I was working in IT to where I was to train someone, and the person that they wanted me to train would have been when I was like in my younger days would have been the ideal person that I would have fucked around. Mm-hmm. So, they say the devil knows your vice.
Yeah.
And so, I started having feelings and, started having visions of seeing myself with her because, she made it known that this was something that she enjoyed doing as well, just in random conversations. So with those thoughts, I was steady repressing feelings. And one night before I went to work, I had a dream. And that dream was like vivid in the motherfucker. It was
those sex dreams.
Man.
So, message. Sex dreams are the best because they are so vivid.
It was so vivid.
They are vivid. It's like, oh shit! Like, who's I fucking?
Looking at my wife like,
I wouldn't have sex with you.
And so I went back to sleep. I, got up the next morning. I went to work, and the dream was coming true in reality. So I told my manager like, hey, I got to go home. And I went home and I talked to my wife and I was like, hey, we lacking in the area. And I need you to do this because the lack of you not doing is making me want something.
And how did she receive that message?
She was pissed off at first. Like she thought I'd already cheated,
And I think a lot of times when you express that to your partner, they think, am I not satisfying you? What am I lacking in?
And that's what I reassure. Like, so again, communication is key. It's reassuring, not just, I'm just not telling you some shit. I'm reassuring you while I'm telling you. So I reassured her like, hey, this is the only thing I have issues with. And I get it's an area where, you kind of gray in, but I need you to get to the black on this one.
I think a lot of times, when you're dating and you are in a relationship, you really, especially when you're dating and you're getting to know that person and you feel that you're going to become sexually active with them, you need to let them know what it is that you like and how you like it. If you use toys, why you like to use them, because at the end of the day, you want to be sexually compatible with whoever it is. And if you use toys, whether it's a woman or a man, and they don't, now may not be able to work around that.
Not necessarily, because again, I didn't watch I didn't watch porn. She was like, so she was a very sexual spirit, a sexual person.
But we get I hate to cut you off, but we get a lot of our education from porn. Mm-hmm. You watch porn and you think, oh, I'm supposed to scream like her. But a lot of us do though.
Sensation because I
know I did.
A lot of us get our education from porn.
I have custody of my son, right? Mm-hmm. And I taught my son. Just so happened I found out my son was watching porn.
How old is he?
He's 14 now.
Oh Lord, my oldest is 14. I don't even think about it.
I think he was 11 or 12.
But it's out, especially now because everything is out there.
What I had to get him to understand was, okay, understand porn and reality are two different things.
They are.
Think you're gonna get you a woman that's gonna give you head, fuck you, scream
and squirt 20 times, like no
on TV. So I said, if you're getting gratification, understand that gratification is not reality. Mm-hmm. So you cannot go to a woman. Now, again, if y'all meet and y'all are sexually compatible and these are things that y'all are both interested in, then all great to the marry. Mm-hmm. But understand the average female is not
going to do all that.
I said, take it as far as the average stripper is not even doing this type of shit. And she's on a pole every day.
And she's on, she's on a pole every day. But, going back to what you said, we talked about porn, and that's where a lot of times we get our education from when it comes to sex in general. We think we're supposed to act a certain way. They may incorporate those toys in when you're watching Pornhub. It's like, oh, okay, well, I need to use this toy. I should act like this. And that's not always the case. Eric, what do you think about the topic here, just using toys and watching porn and how you communicate with your partner? Like when you were married, did you use toys? Nope. I would say I didn't use toys. For me,
no,
I didn't use them. I didn't. And I wasn't versed in the toys.
Right. She might have some of them. I don't know.
But how long were you married again?
A little bit. We were together before marriage, 10 years.
Okay, and then married for
a year and a half.
Okay, so the entire time that you were married, no toys were used.
No.
Okay, and I get that because the entire time I was married for 10 years, no toys were used. Wasn't well versed with toys. Didn't know what to use, how to use it. Had no idea. So I get it, but if you are wanting to introduce the toys to your partner, what do you think you would say to your partner?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, because...
Well, how would you receive it if you met someone and she said, I like to use these toys? What would you say?
I'm okay.
You're okay? Yeah, sure. You be okay with it? You want to learn?
I'll sit there and I'll ask her, let me watch you. Watch you use it.
And I think a lot of times when we talk about toys, we always go back to a dildo. A vibrator. That's like the most common toy a woman is going to use. But she'll also use
a bunny rabbit.
Baby, that right there.
Have you seen the wireless one, the remote?
They have remote. This is bunny like rabbits. On my.
Yeah.
This is on my list. It is the remote control panties.
Oh yeah. Well, that has the bunny rabbit.
Yes, it does.
It has the bunny rabbit and the they have one that has the bunny rabbit and it has the one that you put in.
Yes. Yeah. So, I say this because toys can be fun if you and your partner use them.
No, fuck.
Well, nah,
but you're right though. Yeah.
So
the bunny rabbit is
great.
I got into it after after being with my son's mother. I seen. And real talk, I don't even know if that shit that really turned her on or if that shit she was just putting on.
Think she may have been faking with you?
So,
It wasn't genuine.
One thing I understand is, people would create discomfort to see if it's gonna turn you off.
I got you.
Like you have a woman who will give you horrible head just because she don't want to suck your dick. Instead of just saying, I don't want to suck your dick.
And it goes back to what? Communication.
But when they do that, we know they don't want to give you head.
It's the attitude.
But don't be him hawing around down there.
Like half-ass sucking it.
Teeth and shit.
Yeah, the teeth.
Grazing. Come on, man. This ain't no damn raisin. Come on, nigga. But again, so
I've already been I got circumcised at birth. What are you doing?
Well, I ain't. Shit, and I don't want to be. Shit. Okay. I'm okay with it.
Okay, but you got the extra.
I got an elephant. And you can best
You know
believe,
what? That's a whole nother. You know what? That is a good topic though for another show. Because that's another topic. Yeah,
so
you know what? I'm gonna
gonna
write that down for next time.
I think the data you looking at are women who are with men who aren't comfortable with themselves. So black men don't have a problem with women who want to have toys for herself. I think it's more when she want to use them on him, or maybe it's a situation where she's expecting him to have knowledge of these toys, where the uncomfort comes.
Yeah.
So
because,
it's her expectations.
What I'm hearing from your data and from what your expectations is, there's an expectation because we watch porn and y'all watch porn that we should know how to use the toys by watching y'all use them. And that's not necessarily true because we men, again, most men ain't putting nothing in their ass. I mean, you got them at all.
But the majority are not.
Aren't. So, but the majority would take that dildo and have fun with you as long as you want them to, because again, it's less fucking we gotta do. my son's mother cheated on me with a woman, right?
Okay.
If she would have told, one thing I can tell you, the reason why she had to cheat with a woman because it wasn't it couldn't have been a man who could have stepped up to the plate and do the things that I do as a man. And I'm not a woman, so maybe it's something a woman emotionally gave her that I couldn't. And I'm okay with that because as a man, like, I can't get mad because you went to another sex to reach sexual gratification. Was I hurt? Of course I was hurt because it's cheating. So I'm not making it seem like it was.
So you're more upset with the fact that she cheated, not so much the gender that she cheated with.
Yeah. Okay. Because some of my homeboys like, shit, you didn't try to. No, nigga, this is my wife. If I want to do that type of shit, I wouldn't have got married.
Yeah.
That's real. Yeah.
And that was for me. That was in my eyes. So it's not that we men, we don't have problem with y'all and y'all toys, man.
Okay.
Like, at all. So,
ladies,
I
you hear that?
Sure, like, we don't cheat and we ain't got a problem with your toys.
So, you talked about
She's saying about we don't cheat.
So you talked about how she wanted to be with another woman. And so I was reading and it showed that the lesbian relationships, women have more orgasms than women in a straight relationship.
I mean, because typically you're eating pussy and you're using plastic that has no natural stimulation that has to revive itself. Again, we're using Rubbermaid. It goes on batteries. It doesn't go off Like, I mean, imagine if I'm eating your click for an hour and a half, right? How you gonna feel? At some point.
Yeah.
So imagine, I mean, I'm steady jamming my meat in it. I mean, how much goddamn? I mean, I done come like 9 times.
And you over there like what are you gonna do? Like I mean,
I've had situations with dating women where like. I mean, I know I'm great in bed. Like, you can't tell me different because I've gotten the accolades. Not just me being cocky or me just,
But you know your shit.
I know. You know what I'm saying? And before her, I didn't eat pussy. Swear to God. Just wasn't my thing. Didn't have to. Too many women complimented me on my dick game. It was impeccable.
So what do you have?
Hold on, bro. Say it's impeccable.
I mean, but when you getting these compliments, but I did it because it was what she needed to get arousal because she didn't get off in a timely manner with the penis action. So I had to reinvent the game. Else. I had to reinvent the game. And, so I had to learn what it took to arouse her. So, I mean, shit, I'm one of the best niggas in this motherfucker.
Real quick, before we go to a quick break, Eric, what do you have to say about this? I want you to chime in. I know you've been recently, just recently divorced. Did you ever, at any point in time of your marriage, talk about toys, bring them up? Did she initiate toys or think about it?
No, I mean, that was something we had talked about prior to us getting married, and she just wasn't gonna go for that. I mean, she
wasn't gonna go for using toys.
Yeah, and she's like, there's nothing wrong with your dick, okay, baby, but she didn't need it because she would get off with me.
Okay, so she didn't feel the need to use anything else.
No, and he said because I at a younger age, about 20 years ago, my gun was going off too fast.
You were orgasm, you was having your.
Yeah, man, still doing. I don't give a fuck. Your life just keep going.
But but my thing was, okay, Eric, you gotta do something else.
Okay, to prolong it so you wouldn't ejaculate too fast.
That's when I start going down.
Oh yeah.
I said, if I can go, if you go down on her.
So if you eat, that just kind of prolongs it.
No,
I'm gonna eat it before I get in it.
He's still nut fast.
Oh, okay.
He just don't nut fast first.
I get it. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And
okay.
I go down on her. Be like, I mean, I actually date a girl. She would nut before I even get the dick in because I got a laser for a tongue.
Spot on.
But,
episode 6. Hold on. I got to take notes. Episode 6.
But no. And she got to the point where, she told me, Eric, I don't want you to go down on me.
Don't.
Yeah, she was like,
because I already know.
She was like, Eric, just put the dick in. Okay, I mean, shoot, this might be over. And quick.
You gonna get mad? I put the dick in first. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Got me up here working on my breathing like I'm going
your breathing technique.
Breathe through your nose. But no, go ahead.
Okay, so no toys for you. She didn't need it. You had your skill set together to where she didn't really need the toys. Any type of enhancements. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we are going to continue to talk about Toys R Us and toys in the bedroom. We will be right back after this short break. To A Taste of Twila After Dark, and I am your host, Twila Be Good, erotic and intimacy coach, and this is episode 5 of Toys R Us. I have my 2 special guests tonight right here in Dallas, Eric D. Sutton and Juls V. Henson. You can reach me on A Taste of Twila After Dark on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter is Twila Be Good. You can also call in tonight if you choose to at 972-863-8860. So we're talking about toys.
Is
and
Twila your name? Your government name?
Yes.
Or just show up for Twila? Like, Twila Be Good?
No, Twila Be Good.
It's really your name?
Yeah, Twila Be Good.
I thought there was some shit you made it because I was thinking
No.
it kind of goes with Twila, which is known as female anatomy.
No, it's Twila.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So Okay, that's another story. But yeah, no,
it's a great pun. It's a great
I know. Twila, be good.
That's why I was like, twat me so.
Yeah, because it is. So yeah, it is good. Oh, that's why I have my pillows. For a good time, flip me over, spank me. Yeah. But we're talking about toys in the bedroom, and so just doing my research, and it's quite a few points here, but basically a lot of women use toys and men are okay with that. At the end of the day, if a man is intimidated by toys, he shouldn't be, because she's not going to leave you for a piece of plastic or some battery operated device. I think it goes much deeper into what he's got going on if he's feeling a certain way. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
When you say like, your girl's not going to break up with you if she's using this dildo all the time. It's plastic. It has no feeling, no emotion.
I mean, if that becomes her addiction, I might leave her. Like,
because she's using it too much, you think?
I mean, because it does stimulation. Like, if you're always trying to get off like that, you have too much time on your hand and you got other shit you need to be working at. And, like, I just may not be the guy to work that shit out with you.
What do you say, Eric?
Everything he just said. No, seriously. I mean, it's almost like, what am I here for?
Because you always using that, so why am I here? What is my job?
And then this is what happens. You using that. Mm-hmm. Men, I like to have sex. I love the holding, kissing on, that. I love that. But if you using that and you don't want to do that, and then I go find somebody who wants to do that, don't get in your feelings. Don't get in your feelings. Why you leaving? Because damn it, you got the toy in your hand. And that's why I left you. You walking ahead, oh god damn it, me.
So then you feel like what?
3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
Pick up some batteries from Sam. You fucked up. Shit.
Hey,
the toy.
Hey, the one I bought.
Because now everything is charged. Like you charge it. It's a USB on the toys now. With all the toys, for the most part, you just charge it. So I was looking at like different couples in the toys that they have. Right. They have like all of these.
You didn't pay the electric bill. I can't charge my charge.
I mean, but Safari and Erica Mena came out with toys together.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They did. I didn't. You know what? I didn't see those. I read that they came out with those toys, but it's a lot of toys that are designed for couples. And so it's. I don't know if you can. Can you pull it up? I don't know if he's even listening. I don't think he's listening. He don't have the headphones on. But it was like different toys for couples, and I really wanted to show that for couples who may be tuning in, but I can't get his attention. But it was called like the Eva vibrator, and
oh my God,
are you familiar with that? Hey, hello.
Don.
Hey, can I get your attention to show Eva vibrator?
Is that the one where she can be across the country using the dildo?
That's one of them.
And then
it's not this one, but that's
the pocket cooch and this.
Yeah, I was gonna show that one.
Man,
yeah,
I want that
because I wanted to talk about that. Like if you're long distance, okay.
Shit. Oh yeah.
So if you're looking at the screen, so these are the toys. The first one is the Eva vibrator, and it's the remote control is the handheld device on the left, and the other device is what the woman would insert into her vagina. So basically it's going to hit her G-spot and her clitoris at the same time. The guy can also be pleasured as well because of the stimulation from the vibrating device if he is hitting it. And I was trying to understand, because I hadn't used it to like truly give a review, but I was trying to understand how the guy could actually be pleasured from that particular device. But that's the couple's device. And the second one is We Vibe for Plus vibrator. So she inserts the second one in the middle. She inserts that into her vagina, and the two little, because it looks like a clit. So the two arms on the outside, they really vibrate against the labia lips. So it's vibrating up there, which for the most part, women get off on clitoral stimulation, and it's vibrating off of the labial lips. She's getting pleasured at the same time. He can still be inside of her, and you can also do this. That can be in her, and she can be getting anal as well. For those that like anal sex, because anal sex is thebomb.com. And then the last one is the last one I wanted to show is where the guy is using yeah. Anal sex. Anal sex is good for a woman.
Right. I mean,
I didn't say a dude. I'm talking about the lady getting it.
Because I've done it to women.
And how did you like it? Because it's tighter. It's not a vagina, of course. So it's tighter.
The motherfucker is tight.
It's tight, yeah, because it's an ass. It's not going to lubricate on its own. So you have to have, the right lubrication. But no, the ass does not naturally lubricate.
But it will moisten up.
But you have to have, if you're going to have anal sex with a toy with your dick, you have to have the right lubrication. Her ass is not going to get as wet as her vagina.
No, I know that.
It's not supposed to.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, though. But that's why I'm talking about the lubrication needs to come in with that.
Right.
But anal play is, once again, an acquired taste.
Because, I mean, put it this way. I've had 2 women who wanted to do it. Everybody else like, you're not putting it in my ass.
But you know what? I used to have that thought process as, shit comes out my ass, shit does not go up my ass. And then, I was exposed to it. And anal sex is.
You exposed, you just met the right person. And your comfort
you know
level
what?
What
you know what? We're going to cheers to that. We're going to cheers to that. Yes. Say it again for the people in the back. Say it one more time. I was exposed. I wasn't exposed. But I was what?
Someone that you was comfortable with who they made it pleasurable.
Man, and you know what?
Say, man, like I've met a lot of women who have
man
been great.
Say.
Look, if you the perfect guy.
Yeah.
Y'all know I'm perfect. If y'all on BlackDads podcast, y'all know I'm perfect. So, if you with the right person
and you feel comfortable,
if he gives you a reason to get comfortable, women are gonna always be tense.
I get it.
But
yes.
Once a man so one thing I've learned about loving, if I'm the example of it, I can't get mad. She can't get mad if I walk away because she couldn't display. So if I'm showing you love, if I'm willing to be the first, the initiator, like I don't wait for a woman to tell me that she loves me to express that. I don't wait for her to, I'm not a waiter. I'd rather beat you to the punch. That way, if we walk away, we gonna dissolve this shit knowing that, hey, I did more and probably brought more, and I'm okay with that. And women find a certain comfort in that because it's like, you know what? I can let my guard down with you.
I would agree.
And once they learn to let their guard down, assholes.
And you're right though, because that's, and I was going to talk about this in a later episode, but when it comes to various forms of sex, anal play is a big one. And you have to be, like you said, I was comfortable with him, and because of that, I was willing to do it. But you're right, though. It's not that I was exposed, I guess.
Because if you was exposed, you'd be just
exactly true. But it was with the right person, the right time, and it's also going back to communication, how he communicated what he was going to do throughout the entire time. Exactly. It's how he talked me through it. Yes. He was like, relax, you're breathing. And so you're absolutely right. So going back to the toys though, because yes. And so going back to the toys, there are several toys, that are good for vaginal play as well as anal play. So this particular toy right here is a cock ring. And I wanted to bring this up before we close for the night, because cock rings are big, but they're very different ways with this particular toy that you can use the cock ring itself. So like you can use it for solo play. Like the first caption is she has the ring on the vibrator basically. And so she's inserting the vibrator inside of her, but at the same time, the way it's positioned, it's going to hit her clit. Oh, sorry. It's the one. Okay. Yeah, he had to inform me it's the one. Thank you.
I don't know about him. My brother say that nigga,
okay.
My brother got one of them that he used.
He got one. So it's the one, guys. Yeah. It's the one. It's the one. I'll call it a vibrator, but you're right though. It is one. My bad. It is a one. So
it's the original Magic Mike.
It is. Oh, yeah. It's the original Magic Mike.
They gonna pay me for that. Magic Mike don't pay my shit.
So those are the different ways. Can we go back to that again? Okay. So these are the different ways that you can use this particular wand, either for solo pleasure or for couples play. So it has different positions. My particular favorite is, I don't know where it went to again, but it was the one with the erogenous zones with the nipple play. I think he did you see it?
Go back.
Yeah, can we go back?
There we go.
So I want to talk about that because
you're a nippler, huh?
Yeah. Sorry. So with the nipple play action, ladies, please. You know what? I'm about to throw this pen at you. I can't stand you. So ladies, there's a different way that you can have your orgasm. And I stress this because we always focus on having an orgasm through penetration. If you find the right toy and you discover your erogenous zones, you can have an orgasm if your nipples are sensitive through nipple play and nipple penetration. But with this particular toy, it covers how you can use it and the various ways you can use it. And for guys that can use it as well, okay? So you stick it on your dick and it's a cock ring.
Yeah,
and it vibrates against your balls.
I'm great with my hands, though.
And hands, mate, yeah.
It's a spot in the small of your back that if it's touched the right way, say that. Fuck that toy. I mean, cool with the toy. I'm sorry, cool with the toy. Let's get the money. Cool with the toy.
So these are the toys. These are just a few examples of toys that you can use in the bedroom with your partner. The biggest, take
funny on that picture that like
which one?
Look like he dripping.
Which one? One, two.
At the bottom.
Oh yeah, the bottom.
Look like he dripping like that. They got the picture dripping. I might need to try.
I had to adjust my seat for that one, but yeah. So, and tonight, the topic is toys are us and how we can use toys. And so the takeaway that I have discovered is that, men are intimidated by them. I would say.
Yes. Can we walk? No. Let's walk away with you not saying that.
I wasn't saying men are not intimidated.
Oh, okay. No.
I was saying no. Okay. I was saying the takeaway for me is, when I thought about this topic, I was like, I think men are intimidated by them. That was my initial thought process. But so my takeaway tonight is men are not intimidated by the toys.
The ones that ain't getting pussy anyway.
And I will say this.
Arms look like
Popeye.
Stretch Armstrong.
I will say this. Talk to your partner about the toys that you want to use in the bedroom. That could be the guy, the girl, whatever, whoever wants to use the toys. Make sure it goes back to communication. Yeah. That's my takeaway. Toys are fun. They're great. They spice up the sex life. Use them. Try them out. But most importantly, communicate that to your partner. What's your takeaway tonight? What is your golden your sex nugget? I want to say a sex nugget for tonight. What's your sex nugget that you can share with the audience?
Be open to what you're comfortable to. And, and if you're not comfortable, like you say, a healthy communication. Because, look how you are about anal now. And at one point,
exactly.
It was one of those things you hated. Like, look at men eating pussy.
Yeah.
One of those things that before my son's mother, I had no
You didn't
time.
do that.
Well, I didn't. So when I was 17, I tried it one time, and this chick broke up. She cheated on me. She broke up with me because she said eating pussy just wasn't what I was supposed to be doing. She said my dick was too good. So from that point on, like just eating pussy.
So you said I'm not gonna do it. Isn't it crazy how a certain person can distort us from doing whatever?
And well, see, this was like my first. This was my first major break. So this was like one of those things that just broke shit to the core. So at that point, it was probably more. I'm just venge sex. And, well, I ain't eating pussy. Fuck all that.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, so
I get it.
But when I got with someone who was worthy of me opening up with.
Okay.
Just like you did with anal.
Yeah.
You know, not everybody is willing. I mean, is worthy of being willing. You know, for you to be willing to open a gate with them. And once that gate is open, you know, yes, that person might have been the gatekeeper, but it's something that you now hold the key to.
Absolutely right. I love that. Great point. So, you know, viewers, listeners, remember his takeaway. What's your takeaway?
Like he said, though, communication is key.
Communication is key.
Because I've dated girls who said, you know, they feel like you gay if you try to put in their ass. And I get it. If I tried to put it in her ass, she's like...
But you put your tongue there, she happy.
I ain't never
Not you.
Oh,
not you, but...
I ain't tossing no salad.
Had you tried to toss her salad, she'd been all gay with you. I mean, happy. I'm sorry, happy.
Yeah.
And that's possible. but I get it. She was like, okay, nigga, you not... Basically, it was like, nigga, you ain't fit to put that inside my asshole. And I got it. It wasn't no big deal. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna hit it from the back. I ain't gonna... I wrong her, Eric. I think she tried to hit me in my... but no, I get it. Like you said, communication is the key. Baby, this is what I like. Well, baby, I don't like that. Okay, let me try it on Wednesdays, and then you know you gotta pick a day where you can try what you like, and then she might be on board with it.
You know, and I say, you know, we all agree that communication is key. My thing is, it's the timing of the communication. You know, we don't need to be, in my personal opinion, we don't need to be in the act to communicate. Communication needs to happen prior to the actual act. If you and I are dating, I'm going to tell you what I like and what I don't like.
I'm kind of with that because I remember the first time I had anal. It was with.
Just with anything.
First, it was with a chick, and she was like, "Have you done anal?" And you know, we was in the process of. I think she was giving me head, and I was like, "Nah." She was like, "You gonna try it tonight?" And I was like, "Okay." Shit, you know.
I think you know we need to talk about that, like. Yeah. Before the actual act, of course, the right timing, of course, you know. But you want to express, especially, like I said, because all of us are pretty much dating right now for the most part. But you want to say, okay, this is what I like sexually, especially if you know you're going to go there with that person. Right. You know, I like anal sex, or I like my nipples to be penetrated. I like to be kissed here, or when I penetrate, I like my nipples to be...
Aroused.
Okay,
I was gonna say.
I meant stimulation.
I'm thinking because I know niggas who fuck women in the ear, so I'm trying to think.
But you know what?
In the titties now?
Because she can titty fuck. She can titty fuck. If they, well, you know, like boop 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 boop.
But I ain't gonna lie, I used to titty fuck and get that. I'm titty fucking, then you gonna catch it in your mouth as I'm coming through them titties.
But it's all about communication beforehand, and you know you have to tell that person, like, I don't like for you to whatever it is, kiss me in my ears or whatever it is. But it goes back to communication prior to the actual act. So you already know what the person, you know, likes or maybe, you know, doesn't like before you get into the act.
Just be attentive while you in there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was good. Like you said, fucking in the ear. I asked a girl, I said, would you get mad if I tried to fuck you in the ear? She was like, why? I said, I want you to hear me come.
You know, and on that note, we are going to tonight. We are going to just close out with that fucking in the ear. I love it. So tonight was all about Toys R Us. Thank you so much to our special guests, Eric. Make sure I get the names right. Eric D. Sutton and Juls V. Henson. You guys are great. I really appreciated you being on the show tonight. Just an FYI, in the Adventures of Twila, because when I always post, I always have my adventures because they are Adventures of Twila. So in the Adventures of Twila, I have several shows coming up. The next one is April 24th, The Art of Seduction. I do erotic poetry. That will be in DeSoto, Texas. Please come out and support. It will be great, amazing. Once again, erotic poetry. Also, May 1st, I'm super excited to be hosting my first class, teaching my first class, sexual empowerment with Mo's Vagina Talks, which is also in DeSoto, Texas, and May 16th. This show right here, though, you do not want to miss. It is leather, lace, and poetry. Please come out and support. I will be posting on all of my social media. May 16th is going to be the show. It's going to be dope. Wearing masks. Yeah, very sensual and sexual. It will be in Dallas, downtown Dallas, actually. So please stay tuned for the Adventures of Twila. Yeah. In the Adventures of Twila. Stay tuned for more.
Her eyes started dancing.
Yeah, my eyes started dancing with that one because I'm excited. A Taste of Poetry. So I always like to leave off with one of my poems from my book, and I don't even have my book out here tonight. But my book you can find on my website at twilabegood.com. It is A Taste of Poetry, Poetry in Pictures. So this poem, a guy was like, "Oh, you're fun size," and I decided to write about it. And so this is a snippet, and it starts off like this. I am more than enough for him. All 135 pounds, standing at 5'6", he enjoys all of me. He enjoys perfectly shaped B-cups with mahogany areolas, round and brown like Reese's, sucking them, pinching them, squeezing them like nipple clamps. He enjoys the way I swallow all of his nutrients. And it is his superpower jism juice that makes me the superwoman that I am. And that is...
Jism juice.
Yeah, jism juice. Damn. That is fun size. Ladies, I encourage you to swallow your jism juice. Men's jism juice, of course. It does have nutrients in it. Once again, go back to that BlackDads podcast. Please support my friend right here, Julius Henson.
Juls V. Henson.
Juls.
Mr. D, you got to fix that.
Okay. Please support Juls B. Henson with BlackDads podcast. It is the first and third Saturday. Go back to those times again.
Saturday,
9. First and third Saturday from 8 to 9 p.m. You can catch it right here on the Power Play Network. That is BlackDads podcast, as well as a